Okay, here we are. We are testing out new software. Hey everybody, and welcome back. My name is Sue, and I'm from OML Embroidery. And over at the computer, feeling a little stressed, is Dawn.
Just a little stressed. Hello.
Okay, you didn't figure out the Zoom, did you?
No.
No. All right, so we're zoomed out. That's okay. That's okay. So what we're looking for with this new software is how everything looks nice and bright, nice and cheery, easy to use, but also that there's no freezing or any problems like that. So Alicia, hello. Linda, hello. Carol Bowser, yes, hello. So good morning to everybody. Today we are going to be stitching out this awesome phone gnome. Phone gnome. And it's fully lined and quite pretty. I quite like it. And because I wanted a cover for my phone, just, when I go riding or different things like that. We will fix the zoom. Hopefully, Dawn will keep working on it.
Keep working on it while things are going, yep.
Will the phone holder fit all phones? All phones? I don't know.
It should. Well, we did it on
Max.
On a Max.
Apple. What are we? 10?
Yeah.
10.
XS Max, which is a wide one, and it's large. It's like a 6.3-inch screen, so it should fit most.
The majority of phones should be pretty good. So we tried on all the different phones we have here, and it worked fine.
Worst case scenario, it might stick out the top just a little bit.
I don't think so.
But most of them, it'll fit right in nice.
It's a really, really cool design, so it's easier than you think, for sure. Okay, so if everyone did their prep work, what you have to do is cut a piece of fabric. I got this nice wood look fabric, which I thought would be really cool. And you fold it in half and you iron it. And I give you the measurements in the instructions, but you iron it in half and then you put your batting in between. So you have a nice fold like this with the batting. It's like a sandwich. Fabric, batting, fabric. Like this. So you need two of those, one for the front, one for the back. We're going to do some precision placement. I really enjoyed the plaid for his hat, so I'm going to use the same thing, and a white flowery beard, because why not?
I figured zoom.
What's that?
I figured out the zoom. We just have to pan the camera over a little bit now.
Okay. All right, so we are going to get started on this. 5x7 hoop. I'll tell you guys the finished measurements when we're done because mine is a little short. The first one I made, I didn't make it tall enough, so I will tell you the finished measurements of it after. So, bobbin. Yeah, that might be something. I've got brown, but I didn't pick out brown thread because we were working on this camera thing. So I think I'll take out the brown.
But the bobbin police are
on the ball this time. And I've got a black ready, so maybe I'll do it that way. For now, I'm going to put my white back in. So that's what I'm doing now. And then we can get started. Because this is a lot of fun. So far, so good on the cameras, which is awesome. Okay, can we go over to the Luminaire, please? It's okay.
There it is. You were just delayed.
Just tell me when you're changing cameras, please.
You were talking, so you...
Well, you can. Okay, so 5x7 hoop, done. Water soluble stabilizer, done. We just did the bobbin check. I have a new one in. I'm going to have to remember to change it when we're doing the final stitches. So let's pull it up, and I'm in embroidery mode. So the first thing we're going to do is stitch out the placement. So this would be the final measurement. It's 6.88 by 4.23 inches. So it's perfect. Perfect size, perfect everything. So I love it. This is so much fun, this one. Once you get it stitched down, you can breathe a little bit. So the next step that we're going to do is wait for it to do its little dance. And we're going to take this, you know, kind of in the middle. You don't have to worry about it too much. But what we want is it right up to the line. Now I taped the bottom one, but I didn't tape the top one, and I fared just fine. This will make your final design look even better. So I have that pretty good. I'm happy with that. And carefully slide it back in. So right up to the line, right there. Perfect. So let's stitch it down. That's our next step. Stitch, stitch. And this is the front side and then the lining. See, and I got it straight. It's following that line perfectly. What's the matter?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's some placement, yeah. I wanted that darker one in there. So, perfect. I'm happy with that. Now, we're not going to do any trimming or anything yet. We don't need to. Did the camera get bumped? No? It doesn't look the greatest. Okay, so we got that. Woo! I'm pretty happy. If you're worried about it, give it a check, but I can see mine's good. The next thing we're going to do is his beard. So there's 2 appliques. So the first applique is his beard, which is cool. I like it. Isabel, thank you. I'm a Gnome fan. That's awesome.
Oh, there it is. It popped up.
Did it? Testing out new things so we get excited for the pop-ups. Watch the screen.
You have to. You can talk, but you gotta watch.
Well, I can't talk and watch at the same time. I still don't... There it is. All right.
Awesome.
Could be bigger.
Perfect.
I thought it was red.
That was just default. It pulls the colors from the chat.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
Even better.
All right, I like that integration.
Okay.
I don't have to do anything.
So, placement, and then I'm going to put my beard fabric. Now, you can use fuzzy fabric. You can use anything. I'm on bump watch. No, I meant bumped. Bee sometimes sits here, and I'm like, Bee, don't bump the cameras, and she does. And then when we start, we have to fix them. It's kind of annoying, but she is kind of annoying. All right, so we need to trim this now. So we're going to go back to the desk. Dawn, please. Dawn?
Yeah. Sorry, it's just not doing it. Desk. There we go.
Desk is up?
Yep.
Okay. We're just getting used to this new program. So then I am going to trim this pretty carefully. We're only doing some rough stitches around it, so it'll be okay. And I'm not going to worry about too much at the bottom because that's going to get covered up by satin stitches. So, looking good. I like his flowery beard for some reason. I'm just using scraps for the beard too, by the way. So, looks good. All right, back to the machine, Dawn, please.
Up.
Okay, so now we are going to stitch this down just kind of in a delicate fashion. It's just zigzag stitches. So, just to give it kind of a rough look, because it is a gnome. The cameras are providing us with very clear pictures. I think it looks way better. Very clear pictures. Might have to change a few things, but I like it. So there's the beard. It's just kind of shadowy. Next, we're going to stitch out the nose. The nose. So I'm going to take off my black thread, and I'm going to change it to the color I picked, and it just happens to be good for gnomes. PF 163. This is it from Floriani. So it's not too pink, and it's not too like orange or anything like that. I just thought it looked like a healthy gnome nose. Healthy gnome nose. Do you like that? Well, it's hard to pick the colors. I picked like a tan kind of color once, and he looked awful. So I was careful to pick a good one this time. So, okay, let's stitch this out. This is the healthy nose with some nice colors. There we go. Seems a little dark, the machine picture, Don. Well, no, don't, just leave it. Peachy, yeah, it's kind of peachy. Susan Weehee waves at everyone. Hey, Susan Weehee, now you can see me waving back. Oh yeah, my nails are just random kind of colors today. So, yeah, awesome. Lila! Thanks, Sue. Well, you're welcome, Lila. Thanks for all your support and doing everything that you do. It's awesome. It's awesome. See how nice the color looks? I really do like it. And I'm going to pick the nice light blue thread for the dude's hat. The gnome hat. The gnomey hat. And that's our next applique. Now, the reason why I didn't do 2 appliques in a row is because I want the nose to be underneath the hat. So I like normally to do, or as much as I can, all the appliques and then the detail work, but this one had to be in the middle. So yeah. So far looking good. Now this is just a fat quarter that I had, and it's warm and natural batting in between it. So that's it. Nothing special. So I'm going to change threads, Don. There we go. And I'm going to take my pretty pink off and put it to the side. That's gnome nose colors. Did you change cameras, Don? Okay. And I'm going to put this blue on. So I tried to pull one of the blues out of the fabric, and it looks pretty good. So I'm going to stick with it. There we go. Got it. And thread it. So the first step in an applique is, Lynn, placement. I know I saw Lynn there. Hi, Lynn. Ooh, hot pink. Well, I'm sure Lynn will be making a hot pink phone cover. I think it would be really good.
I'm pretty sure I saw Mom in there.
Is Mom in there?
I think so, yeah.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom, if Mom's in there. Okay, so once we get our placement down, the next step is we're going to put our fabric down, which I have just beautiful plaid fabric. So that'll fit. Let's stitch it down nice and secure. There are satin stitches around it, which is fine. It's awesome. It's awesome. Alright, well, we'll have to figure out how to zoom on the camera a little bit. I just don't like where it is, but it's fine. It's pretty good. Judy Quilt said it was nice and clear, so this is our test run. And, oh, that's better when it stitches out. I have not seen any freezing, Don.
No, I haven't either.
Nope, which is what we were after. Okay, so the next step on the machine is the satin stitches, but we need to go back to the desk, Don,
Desk's up.
so we can trim this out. Oh, I disrupted the graveyard. All right, I fixed it. Oh, I love this plaid. I could have used a smaller piece, mind you, but these are just scraps I had, because you don't need a very big piece to do this. So I'm going to carefully cut it out. We're going to do Lynn's favorite satin stitches over it. I thought with my bee fabric haul, my big fabric haul that I had, that it would be cute to do a bee one with a flowery background. I had so many ideas for this one. I just think it would be really cute. He could be like the gnome beekeeper. Bee gnome? Something like that. Whoops, so that is not quite, but you see how the nose is underneath the hat? That was the goal there. Perfect. And the satin stitches will cover it up. So I picked, you can see on the other one, this matches, I picked the lightest blue here for the color. I could have done darker, actually black would have looked good. White would have looked good. There's so many colors in there that you could pick for sure. So let's get them back on the machine, Dawn. Back to the Luminaire 2, also known as Captain Jack. There we go. And we're going to stitch out the satin stitches, which is awesome. Go satin stitches. Cover up everything and look good. Whoops, sorry, Judy Quilt. We'll dust that off. Nice satin stitches. I love it. I love it. So far, the YouTube chat, which highlights names, simply type, oh yeah, that's good advice there, Judy. That's wonderful. So you know how to tag someone. That's awesome. There was a slight freeze on the desk with the beard trimming. Okay, thank you, Misha. Not like before, though, because I noticed before that it would freeze for like 2 seconds and then keep going, and I don't like that. The typist will not see the highlight, but the recipient will. Yes. Camera looks great from my end. Thanks, David Weaver. Lynn says, I can book my next one on my birthday. August 9th. I don't know what you're talking about. Shot. We have to wait, don't we, Don? For the second one?
We can start booking for September.
September.
August, we can start booking in August, but it has to be for September.
Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys that we're going to be doing embroidery experiments this week, because I wanted to show you guys. Can you switch to the wide for a second?
Yeah.
This is what I have. This
What
is
that?
it's from Dime. It's the patch fabric.
It's colorful.
It's beautiful, isn't it? And I'm absolutely dying to try it out. So we're going to be doing some experiments. You can see the beautiful colors. It's the brights, and there's lots of it. So that's going to be our embroidery experiment. So that's it. Go back to the machine there, Don. Won't that be fun? I'm so excited about that. I know we love that. It's so much fun. I will test it out. We'll make patches upon patches, and I think it'll be really fun to do. It's always good to experiment. Are you back, Don? Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So we will tweak this a little bit. I think this is working best. We'll hopefully have it the camera. It's a whole software system that we're changing, so we don't know everything it can do yet. We just got it working enough. I like it so far, yeah. I'm not seeing any problems. Usually, whenever I looked up at my iPad that's a little bit behind, I would see it freezing. I think the colors are much better, too. It's nice and clear. I think I want to change this camera, the main one, a little bit, so we get a little bit less of the machine and more of what it's doing. So we'll fix that. That's okay. So, hopefully everyone is following along just nicely. And it's really fun to stitch this out. It's really fun. I love it. When I came up with it, I made a couple of them because I think everyone needs a phone gnome. Phone case. So, I mean, why not? So, you can... Beth Price says the picture is so clear. Yes, yes. I think it is, too. I think it's wonderful. You can get this design at omlembroidery.com. Go ahead and get it. Everything that you purchase from that website, my website, will help with the channel. So we can do stuff like improve our camera work by getting a new program to do it with, which I think so far has made a difference. What I like is you can see the exact color of his nose. It's perfect. It's perfect. OML Embroidery. Thank you, Misha, putting it up. Carol, have it. Yes, I saw your order. Thanks for your support. So, okay, we're going to do faux gnome. I think I'm going to stick to the blue. What do you think, Don? Blue?
Sure.
Blue? Because I like it. It'll stand out enough. Or I could do black. I don't know. I could do anything. Let's see how the blue looks. We'll see. So now we're doing the... oh, Cindy says, really great design. Thank you. It's a lot of fun. And it's easier to do than you think, so... My neighbor's little girl loves gnomes. May get this and the gnome on a small purse, a zipper case for her. Yeah, that would be awesome. It's a nice, easy gift to do, and it looks a little more complicated than it is, which is one thing I really like about it. It's, and it's not confusing. I think a lot of, like, bags like this where you do the lining... It's brilliant, whoever designs them. It's brilliant, but I just find it a little confusing. This is just basic, and it's awesome. I did iron. I didn't wind a bobbin this time, but I'm going to really try hard to remember to change it. So, yeah.
I didn't see you iron.
I did it yesterday.
Oh.
Don't give me that sass. That's what the Game Grumps say. Don't give me that sass. Ronog, hello Ronog. Thank you very much. What a wonderful gift idea. Yeah, and it's funny too. Carol, thank you very much. You're number one. I love the drawings. I think they're really cute. The little animations. Because I love animations. That's funny. I'm working on learning animations, so yeah, there'll be lots coming up. I hope you guys are going to be ready. Tomorrow we're going to stitch a slice to start me working on my purse. And Monday is Mug Rug Monday. And it's going to be fun. It's already out on omlembroidery.com. It's a beautiful, beautiful mug rug, so you guys will like that. You really do need iron the pieces for this. It doesn't work if you don't. I wouldn't think it would look really good. No. Okay, so this next step is a buttonhole. And if you don't want your gnome guide to, if you don't want it to stay closed, then you can skip this part. So what you can do is do the buttonhole and then put the button on the other side so it pops through. And it looks really good. I think the red one on the website has the buttonhole and with a button through it. It's just a little touch. So I didn't have mine up far enough, but that's okay. We'll make it. It moved a little bit. I suggest using tape. Okay, so the next step, we need to do some fancy work here. And we're going to take it off the hoop. Dawn, can we go back to the desk? So you can see it pulled down a little bit. I'm not going to worry about it. That's fine. Not quite what I was going for, but you know what? That's fine too. So we want the fold side up. And this time, I'm going to get it right on the line. So that should be perfect. So remember, tape is your friend. I should have used a piece of tape on the front and it wouldn't have moved. But there you go. You guys can learn by my mistakes and make sure that you do it right. So I'm double checking. I am right on that line. That is perfect. So let's tape it down. Now this is on the underside of the hoop. So the back of the hoop, and this is going to form our backing. So I think this will work well. And what I do, I just did that lightly because I don't want anything to move. I'm going to flip it over and then I'm going to press it down just so it holds really well. And then you can see too, I'm right on the line. You can see how this pulled. If I had skipped this stitching, it probably wouldn't have be so dramatic looking, but you know, I'll do another one. So I'm going to hold it carefully with my hand underneath. You don't want to pull, but I want it to stay flat. And we're going to take it back to the machine, Don. And we're going to very carefully push it in. And I don't think anything happened. Okay, so the way I've set this up for the stitch down, it's in two parts. So it's just going to do a single stitch around, and if you're off and you don't like it, it's a lot easier to, you know, stitch pick those out and start again, and then it's going to do right away a triple stitch so it holds it down. So I call it the get out of jail free card. It gives you a moment to save your design. No fingers, stop it. Where's my pokey? There's my pokey. That works so much better. So far so good. I'm pretty happy with it. You could stop right there and double check everything. I think I can tell by the edge there that it's pretty good. So this is the triple stitch because we want to make sure this holds together for sure. Nice and flat as possible. So awesome. Looking good. It goes pretty quickly. Don't forget to watch Learn With Me. Learn with Lynn. I'm like, Learn With Me? What is that? But it's Lynn saying it. Yes. What's that? Learn With Me? I was confused for a second there. I was confused. Okay, so now we are nice and solidly down. And we're almost done. We have two more steps. So let's take it back to the desk, Don. And that is perfectly flat and lovely. You can take your tape off yet. It doesn't matter that it's sewed through the tape. It's easy to fix. It's just painter's tape or whatever. This stuff isn't the greatest. We need some more. Try not to push down on anything while you're doing it. That is pretty stuck. Maybe it's just some of it that's crappy. You don't want to push on the stabilizer because you don't want to move it and come loose, and then everything will be out of registration. There we go. Got that. So now we need to do some trimming. And there's a lot of layers to trim through. I'm trimming through fabric, batting, and fabric. So I am going to take out my big scissors, although I think these will work. These are my Tula Pinks. Yep, just like butter. But do take your time. If you're not getting a nice enough cut, then you could do it one at a time. It might be easier for you that way. I feel pretty confident in what I'm doing on this one. Always turn your hoop. See, it was a little slip there, but I think we'll get some good coverage with the satin stitches. So I wasn't holding it properly. So take your time. Make sure you make good cuts. Better cuts you make, the better it's gonna look. Yep, that's pretty good too. It's not perfect, but you know, perfect as I can get it on live. We're live. There we go. Perfect. And I'm just going to very, very gently and carefully fix this because it is way far out. It's just piece of the background fell. The under. There we go. Okay, is that better? That's better. Don't be too picky. Satin stitches are very forgiving. Now we're going to turn it over and we're going to do the same thing on this side, cutting through all three. So let's do that very carefully. Lynn, we'll have to stitch one of these out together. I think we're off lockdown. Are we off lockdown now, Dylan?
Yes.
We are. So, Lynn, maybe we could do some Learn with Lynn's in the near future.
Maybe.
I think that would be fun.
It's been a while.
She brings her Mickey over and we have a good time. Mickey is her machine. He's a little elderly, but he still stitches perfectly. Right? Right. See, I did miss a whole other piece that I didn't see. Well, thank you, WSS. I wasn't holding the bottom fabric properly, and I missed a whole piece. So that is what it should look like at this point. Satin stitches are going to cover it all up. You can see how we've got this going. It's going to be wonderful. Wonderful. So, okay, before we go back to the machine, you can go back to the machine, Dawn. Because we're done with the desk, I'm going to remember to change my bobbin, change the color, and I remembered to do it, so I'm pretty happy with that. And bobbin. So I'm matching my bobbin thread to the top thread, which is now going to be black, just to give it a nice frame. And we'll take off our beautiful blue. Did I tell you guys the number? No. It's 362, Floriani 362 for that beautiful blue. I just love it for some reason. I love the pink and I love the blue. So putting my black back on to match my bobbin. So yes, everybody, you can faint and make a big deal that I remembered to change my bobbin thread. I don't do that very often for no apparent reason. So there we go. So let's put it back on and get these stitches started. This is our last step, so go machine, go. Awesome. Now I can see Lynn's favorite stitch. Yes. I was surprised when Lynn said that to me. So satin stitches are my favorite stitches, and I'm thinking, my mind goes to digitizing. Oh, you like digitizing with them? And she's like, no, they cover up all the mistakes. I'm like, yeah, that's brilliant. Just brilliant. So we're going to start off with some zigzag stitches because there's a lot in here and we want everything to hold down flat. So you can see that I'm off a little bit on a couple of parts. So once the zigzag stitches finish, you could stop your machine. There isn't a stop for it, but you could stop your machine and just fix up these parts that are a bit off. I'm gonna let it go, but that's what awesome zigzag stitches are for. I find it very helpful. So we want everything to hold together, but you can see where I'm off a little bit. It's not a big deal. You can also trim it after if you're good at that. So lots of underlay because we want this to hold down. Last week at a workshop, I was introduced to Pellin's Shape Flex. Works even better than Pellin so far as software. I don't have kind of access to all the Pellin stuff. I don't know what it is. I know we have it here in Canada, but I always thought it was like, what's the word? Like interfacing. And we didn't really use interfacing on anything, so I had to stop my machine and cut closer to the zigzag stitches. It really works. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I love the zigzag stitches, because it gives you a chance to have a perfect edge. So if I was stitching this by myself, not live, I would have stopped it when it was done the zigzag stitches and just trimmed these little guys. You can see we've got some more on the side too. So it does give you the chance to keep everything, you know, nice and straight, nice and good. It's easy. Another get out of jail free card. So 2 opportunities. You guys have seen me rip out stuff before because I didn't have it in the right spot. It is much much easier to rip out a running stitch than a triple stitch, so that's why I do it that way. All the chances. We were talking about interfacing buttonholes. Yeah, I should learn that one day. Today is not that day though, but one day I should. I'm working on tidying up my office and getting everything in place, and it's coming along fine. We want to get that SUCAM back up one day, but today is also not that day. No. Hey, did anyone notice Bjorn? Bjorn's always here. He's kind of like the graveyard guy. He sits in the graveyard.
That's good. He gets knocked around if he sits in the parking spot.
With the 5x7 hoop, not so much, but the other ones, yes. We love Bjorn. He's always here. He's always here. I use interfacing with thin fabrics when I want to embroider them. Yeah, I hear people talking about that. I guess I probably just don't use thin fabrics. I don't know. I do have fusible interfacing that I use on something like really intense to keep the fabric, like the small town charms. Some of them get pretty intense just to keep everything flat and nice. The Google eyes look different. Yeah, aren't they pretty? I figured the 5x7 hoop, because we use it all the time, had to be pretty. So she has a little bit of makeup on. I think it's cool. And the eyes kind of Google around and it gives different expressions, so I thought that was funny. So yeah, if I had stopped, see what it's stitching right now, and trimmed that little spot right there, while I had the chance right there, then it would have been perfect. So just keep that in mind. I try to set up everything the same way to make it easy for you to remember. There's no color stops in it, but you can just press stop on your machine after the zigzags are done. So it's cool. I like the new eyes. They're cute, aren't they? They're cute. I think one of the other eyes fell off, and we decided that it would be a good idea to put more eyes on it. Which, this is the new set I have. The only problem is they're not self-adhesive, so that kind of sucks. They have to be taped on or whatever, so. Yeah, you know. Flirting with Captain Jack. Oh, do you think? I should be kind of jealous. So, I have to tell you guys, my daughter Beatrice, who is a mini-me, and of course has the same sense of humor as me, she said, "Mom, you really missed the boat on naming." And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Oh, McDreamy was good, but the sewing machine should be called McSeamy, and the Luminaire should be the McDreamy." And I said, "Oh, McSteamy, sorry." So McSeamy for the sewing machine and McDreamy. I did it again, I know. I know. Yeah, I know. Anyways, and I realized, yeah, I did drop the ball on that one. So I think McSeamy is really cool, and I'm contemplating for, although I'm kind of liking Captain Jack, I don't know.
You've been very wishy-washy since we got this.
Do the hoops have names? No, they're just by size, for sure. I don't know if I could name the hoops. It never dawned on me. There we go. Just a little extra on the top. It kind of makes it look cool. It's just a running stitch. So, make sure you guys like the video so we can keep things going and do more projects just like this. I'm loving it. So, look at this. Happy music. Yay!
Yay.
All right, back to the desk, Dawn.
Desk's up.
Googly eyes, googly eyes. So, now we're done, which is fantastic. Now, this is water-soluble stabilizer. Ooh, look at the back. Nice. Ooh, nice and flat. So, I would do it this way. Cut off the majority of it. And very carefully, you don't want to, cut anything. And then what you want to do is give it a good soak. And that'll get rid of it like inside, which is what we want to do. See how it's inside? Now, you could, if you use tearaway, you could do it this way, put it inside out and pick out the tearaway. I just think it might be easier with the water-soluble stabilizer. And then just give it a gentle little iron. But look, all these nice ironed edges that you did, how it goes together. And, it doesn't really matter that this is down a little bit. It doesn't change anything. It just makes it easier to put the button. So you put the button here and you put it through the buttonhole, and that'll hold it together. Now, can you hand me my phone? Where is my phone? I don't use my phone too often. Just so we can see. So we have a 10 max. And even though there's inside, look at that. That's perfect. So that's on a bigger phone. So it won't close with the button. However, I mean, it's pretty tight. It's not going anywhere. Just a nice cover. I think it was Misha. She put a little handle through here. You could skip this buttonhole and you could put a snap or two. You could go down to your quilt shop and there's beautiful hooks that you could put across, like purse clasps, anything like that. So closing it, there's 1,000,001 ways of doing it. I think I'm going to be quite happy with mine. Just like this. I do like the wood background. I think it's very rustic, and I think it looks It goes with the gnome. That's what I was thinking. And he's pretty with his blue. And personally, I think Phone Gnome is hilarious, but maybe that's just me. So, if you're new and you like this video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you give the video a like and pass it on. This is a great gift. This is a great project. I hope you guys like it as much as I did. And we have lots going on in the next 2 days. And Need a Good Design Day tomorrow, and Mug Rug Monday, with a gorgeous design. So, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye everyone!